How does this mustache make you feel? It makes me feel empty inside, so let's go to space.
Space chords, often referred to as God chords, have this kind of really big, ethereal feel. It's the kind of thing you hear in science documentaries and sci-fi movies, and that's why I'm calling them space chords. The demo you heard there was using major chords, which are the God chords, and the minor versions have a similar sci-fi feel, but they don't really sound godlike to me, so space chords kind of covers them all. The name doesn't really matter too much. If you just want a list of all the chords that'll work, here you go. For the rest of you, let's look at how we can approach crafting these chords.
Circle of fifths.
The circle of fifths is generally a really great way to visualize tonal music, and it helps a lot here. Basically, if we want the chords to sound like space, where everything is big and far apart, the chords should be far apart. So if we start in C, here are our options. Now, this is a good starting point, but there's a little snag. You see, there are two main ways of looking at harmony. Tonal harmony, which for this context is centered on the circle of fifths, and chromatic harmony, a raw pitch perspective where chords are closely related if the pitches are close together. So if we really want a feeling of openness and huge far apartness, we also need to make sure that our chords are far apart chromatically, which gets rid of these two, since they're a half step away from C. And now, we have all our possible major space chords coming from C, and our minor space chords coming from A minor. So basically, you just put this shape on whatever chord you're on to find all your options for the next chord. So in summary, the key is no key. Adjacent chords shouldn't share a diatonic key, nor should they be close to each other chromatically. So, on to implementation.
Arpeggiate percussive instruments.
What I mean by percussive here is just an instrument where you hit the note, it fades, and you can't swell it afterwards. So a piano, or a guitar, or a xylophone, or a plucky synth. Also, you want a lot of reverb.
Open voicings.
An open voicing is where the notes in the chord are not as close together as they could be. So this is a block voicing, while this is an open voicing, and using open voicings will lend to the airy, big feeling of these chords.
Production.
As far as production is concerned, keep the punchiness down. There's an awful lot of focus in the production community on making stuff punchy, and that's awesome, but for this kind of a thing, you probably want more of an airy sound, and you heard in my example how unpunchy my drums were. They were drenched in reverb and relatively quiet. Also, the pads, all those pad presets on your synth, this is where they can shine. One last little tip for extra mystery is to add a sharp 4 to your chords. I did this in the arpeggio in my example, and I think it sounds pretty cool.
Hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you found it useful. Let me know what you think about the format. This is a new format I'm trying out. Let me know what you think about it. And yeah, we will return to space next video with some interesting music theory, some ghost pivot chords, fun stuff. And yeah, thanks for watching.